But we gotta get to your guy Brady, because you've been saying this name.
Yeah, you lead, man. What did you think? Especially now that I'm putting it in your head, he looks like, well, in the ring.
I still didn't see me, but I agree that he can box, and I agree that he looks strong. And really not. He wasn't mistake free, but he didn't make a lot of mistakes. Just a really good. It was a good boxing
defensively.
Match.
I mean, very tight. That high guard stays up.
Yeah, he kept
very
his
defensively
hands up,
aware. I like that about him.
Very responsible.
Just like Stephen Shaw, too defensive and responsible last night.
You said two?
Big Shaw?
Stephen Shaw. Yeah.
I said just like Big Shaw.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's too responsible.
Yeah. Outside of that, man, they talked a lot about Bozy in the corner. They talked a lot about Boots, and I thought he slowed down in the second half of the fight, or maybe his pace may have changed. And I'm not saying that your pace can't change. It just seemed like, and it didn't. It did not seem like he clocked out of the fight. Like, I got this, I'm gonna just coast. But it just seemed like he didn't continue to work and pour it on and fight and be entertaining. I kind of felt that about Brady, and I felt like that about Norman as well.
Nah, I'm not. I'm exact opposite on Brady. I feel like he worked from the beginning to the end. And I was so impressed because of the movement. I just kept repeating, like, man, this guy's got amazing stamina. Yeah, he's never in front of his fighter. Like, that takes so much energy. Yeah. And I said to him, he reminds me of Frank Sanchez in the Ajagba fight. Like, at times when he's circling the ring, he got the high guard and you'll throw, and he'll do like Frank and block it with like the forearm and elbow. And I'm like, man, this kid is nice. Yeah. I don't know.
Is he a Philly kid? Is he from Philly?
No, he's from Georgia.
Wow, Albany, Georgia.
From Georgia.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's from the sticks.
And, credit to him, too. We weren't sure if that was a gallery outfit, but it was like gallery inspired. It was like spray paint blotches on the white. Yeah. Something new. I mean, outside of Devin. So it was nice. And I think he performed well. I'm shocked you thought he didn't keep like the same pace and activity.
Maybe it may, and again, like I kind of tuned in and out of Norman, and I thought that I was seeing the same thing out of Brady and Correa. So I kind of Ruben. So I kind of was in and out of that one as well. So maybe I just wasn't in tune enough, and especially the fact that you said he reminded you of me. It's worth to take another look at to see.
I think so.
To see if there's something there in this kid. What 8-0 now, 9-0, 8-0 now. With four knockouts. I mean,
now 9-0, yeah.
I saw something that Tim said during the fight that I really liked. Tim said he had pattern recognition. He had countered Ruben Cervera at some point, and Tim said, "No, that's just pattern recognition." And enough times with somebody throwing a jab, or enough times with somebody throwing a 1-2, you pick up on what their move is going to be, and that shows the intelligence to, again.
Is that more so with the individual and something that you develop as the fight progresses? Is that more so of what they speak on when they say those fill-out rounds, or is that something that you just get as you get experience throughout your career?
It's definitely experience, but it's just education. It's what I know. I know that this guy's throwing a jab. I know that this guy's it's the pattern. This guy, he leads with the jab, or he leads with the double jab, and then he comes with the 1-2, and then he's back to the jab. He's just sitting back on the jab, sitting on the jab, and you just kind of pick up on the rhythm of the fight. I always refer to it as rhythm, but the fact that Tim referred to it last night is pattern recognition. It's something that nobody's ever really said to me. But I knew what Tim was referring to when he said it. So I said, I like that, Tim. Tim is nice.
What's in the other phrase that's used for that? Like when you pick up on something that the fighter is doing.
When you refer to a fighter's
is it the? I don't want to say the timing though, right? But like, what is it when, like you said, but because that's a new phrase to me, recognizing the pattern.
Yeah.
but I've kind of heard that just with a different phrase. It's so strange.
The one that just came to mind, I couldn't think of it for a minute. You refer to a fighter being cerebral. So it's kind of the same in that sense where a cerebral fighter can remember what I got hit with that last round, and now I'm making you miss that shot. And not only am I making you miss that shot, but I'm countering it because I picked up your rhythm.
I think that's just it. Picked up on, because I feel like trainers will tell you like, you got to change your speed, or don't just keep double jabbing because they going to pick up on it and counter you. So you got to be different. So I threw a single jab now, let me throw a double. I threw a double, let me go throw the single to the bottom so they don't pick up on it. I just never heard pattern recognition.
Yeah.
Sounds nicer.
Yeah, I've never heard that myself.
I like this, so I wrote it down. You know what I mean?
Sounds
Tim is nice.
nicer.
Tim is nice. Yeah. It sounds more. You know, that's the college level of boxing right there. You know. You got anything on Brady?
No, man. I think for me,
were you seeing me?
I don't know that I necessarily was seeing you. You know, I think that you're unique. I did see a lot of pivots and obviously using the footwork.
Inside pivots.
I love
inside.
And you gotta,
everybody goes that way. Inside.
You gotta acknowledge.
I like that kid.
You gotta acknowledge that in order to keep that. I mean, the legs under you have to be,
good
on
shape.
point. Yeah, they got to be on point. So I think that was my biggest takeaway is seeing them, have those legs for that, because I think it's going to be needed. It doesn't seem that he has the power or the knockout potential that maybe Boots has had throughout his career. I think he only has like maybe 4 knockouts in his 9 fights thus far. So I'm not expecting him to be this knockout artist, but I think that's what I was impressed with the most. And my biggest takeaway is those legs and him being able to use those legs throughout the fight.
That was kind of something that people really liked about me. Like, no, in my later part of my career, I didn't get a lot of knockouts. I wasn't staggering guys, but I was constantly moving and I was constantly active. And I didn't allow people to breathe, you know what I mean? So I think that, while you don't have, you're shooting 50% from the knockout line, but at the same time you still got this sense of pizzazz, this sense to make people want to continue to watch you and things like that. I think maybe I got caught up with the fact that I'd seen Norman fight, big, strong guy, and I felt like I was seeing the same fight again. I kind of was in and out of that one as well. So I definitely did that fight a disservice.
Definitely Brady more of a boxer than Norman. Norman boxer puncher, if anything.